Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly felt like you've lived that exact moment before? Not something similar, the exact moment, the same people, the same sounds, the same words. For just a few seconds it feels impossible to deny. You've been here before. But here's the disturbing part. Your brain knows that's impossible. So why does it still feel absolutely real? Scientists have spent decades trying to answer this question, yet even today, nobody can explain every case. Because déjà vu isn't just a strange feeling, it might be one of the biggest clues we've ever discovered about how reality exists inside your mind. And by the end of this video, you may never trust your memories the same way again. Almost everyone experiences déjà vu at least once. Some people only a few times in their lives. Others experience it every week. It arrives without warning, a random street, a conversation, a stranger's face. Suddenly, time freezes. Your stomach tightens. Your thoughts race. You become convinced every second unfolding in front of you has already happened. Then, just as quickly, it's gone, like waking from a dream you can't remember. Most people laugh it off as a brain glitch or coincidence. But what if that's only the surface? Because this feeling has haunted humanity for thousands of years. Long before neuroscience existed, ancient civilizations believed déjà vu was evidence of reincarnation. Some thought it was a message from forgotten past lives. Others believed it proved destiny had already been written. Even today, millions secretly wonder the same thing. What if we're remembering something that never should have existed? But then something strange happened. When scientists finally began studying déjà vu, they expected a simple answer. Instead, they discovered something far more unsettling. Your memories don't work the way you think they do. Every memory you've ever trusted is reconstructed from scratch every time you remember it. Your brain doesn't replay memories like a movie. It rebuilds them again and again, changing tiny details without you ever noticing. Your memories aren't recordings, they're stories constantly edited by the most unreliable narrator imaginable, your own brain. And this is where everything changes. Imagine walking through a shopping mall. Your eyes absorb millions of pieces of information every second. Normally, your brain filters almost all of it before you're even aware it exists. But occasionally, one tiny signal arrives milliseconds before the rest. That's all it takes. The information enters your memory system before your awareness catches up. So when your conscious mind finally experiences the moment, your memory says, "I've already seen this." Not because it happened yesterday, but because your brain accidentally stored the present as the past before you could experience it. Doctors studying epilepsy noticed something terrifying. Many patients reported overwhelming déjà vu seconds before a seizure. Brain scans revealed unusual electrical activity inside the temporal lobe, the region responsible for memory. Suddenly, déjà vu stopped looking like magic. It looked like a window into how fragile consciousness really is. If one tiny electrical signal can rewrite your sense of reality, how much of reality can your brain fabricate without telling you? Right now, you believe you're experiencing the world exactly as it is. But neuroscience says otherwise. Your brain edits everything. It removes information, invents missing details, predicts the future milliseconds before it happens, and constantly reconstructs reality. The world you experience isn't reality itself. It's your brain's best interpretation. If your brain can create the certainty of remembering something that never happened, what else can it convince you of? Psychologists have implanted completely fake childhood memories into volunteers. People became emotionally attached to events that never occurred. Confidence, it turns out, is not evidence. Your brain can make fiction feel identical to truth. And this is the part almost nobody talks about. Your brain is obsessed with prediction. Evolution rewarded brains that predicted reality before it arrived. Déjà vu may simply be the moment your prediction system becomes visible, when your brain mistakes expectation for memory, and the future briefly feels like the past. But philosophers see something deeper. Your sense of self is built almost entirely from memory. Remove your memories, and what remains? The person you call me exists because your brain stitches countless memories into one seamless identity. Déjà vu briefly interrupts that stitching. For a few seconds, your timeline breaks, past and present overlap, and your brain scrambles to restore order before you notice. Maybe that's why the feeling is so unsettling. Human beings crave certainty more than truth. Déjà vu quietly reminds us that certainty is an illusion. Everything we experience passes through a brain that is constantly guessing, editing, and reconstructing. We spend our lives believing we're observing reality, when in fact we're observing a simulation created by our own nervous system. That's terrifying, and strangely beautiful. Every sunrise you admire, every laugh you hear, every heartbreak you survive exists as an interpretation assembled inside your mind. Reality doesn't simply happen to you, your brain collaborates with it. Maybe that's why déjà vu feels so unforgettable. For one impossible moment, the machinery behind consciousness becomes visible. You catch a glimpse behind the curtain, not enough to understand it, just enough to realize the curtain exists. And perhaps that's the real mystery. Not why déjà vu happens, but why we ever believed our perception was perfect in the first place. The universe isn't obligated to make sense. Your brain simply works overtime convincing you that it does. Until one ordinary afternoon, you walk into a room, hear a sentence, see a stranger smile, and reality quietly whispers, "You've been here before." Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But if your mind can rewrite a single moment so perfectly, who's to say it hasn't been rewriting your entire story all along?